Hello, everybody. It's that time of year again when we start getting excited about the upcoming World Fiddle Day in Scartaglin, which this year will be on Saturday, the 18th of May. There will be some events on the Friday as well, but what I want to talk about is the Fiddle Recital, which, in my opinion, is the highlight of the weekend. No disrespect to the performers taking part in other events. It's not exactly a concert, it's not exactly a session, but it combines some of the best features of both, and I'll just explain how it works. A set of tunes is selected from the local repertoire and with a particular theme in mind. And these tunes are then made available online in the form of transcriptions and audio links, so that people will have a chance to learn them. And then on World Fiddle Day itself, they gather in Scartaglin and play the tunes together, led by a guest musician or musicians. Because it's World Fiddle Day, it's fiddlers only. You don't have to be a fantastic virtuoso to take part. You just need to have practiced the tunes enough to be able to get through them. Could be 20, 30 or more fiddle players in the room as well, so you'll have plenty of cover. And listeners are welcome too, if they can manage to squeeze in. Because everyone knows the tunes in advance, or we hope so, there's a coherence and level of quality to the event. But instead of just being passive listeners, people are actively participating, and that's the point, to get these tunes played again, to bring them alive. It's one thing to have them archived, and we do that as well, but this is all about a living tradition, and it needs to be expressed in a living way. This year's Fiddle Recital is being curated by Aidan Connolly, who of course is very well known as one of the finest fiddlers of the present day. He's also a long-time supporter of World Fiddle Day Scartaglin, and despite being a dub like me, he has impeccable Guinea-Gwilla connections through his mother, Arlene Moynihan, who plays the tin whistle, and his uncle Con Moynihan, who again is very well known as a fiddle player and a stalwart of the Sliabh Luachra music scene. So the theme this year is commemoration of Denis Murphy on the 50th anniversary of his passing. If you've any interest at all in Irish music, you'll know about Denis Murphy, one of our very greatest traditional musicians, along with his sister Julie Clifford and their mentor Padraig O'Keefe. Excuse me. There are commercial recordings of Denis. I wouldn't be alone in thinking that his album with Julia, The Star Above the Garter, is perhaps the finest duet recording of traditional music ever made on any instrument. But Aiden has instead trawled through the archive recordings of Denis on the World Fiddle Day Scartaglin website. These are open access, by the way. You can check them out for yourself at any time. So from those archive recordings, Aiden has selected 10 sets of tunes, and there's plenty of jigs and reels in there, as well as the local polkas and slides, which kind of reflects Denis's own taste. He was a great man for playing reels. Whatever about the musical quality, which is fantastic, of the archive recordings, the sound quality can be, let's say, variable. And also Denis can play quite fast, because he's well able to. So for a variety of reasons, for learning purposes, Aiden has recorded these tunes himself, following Denis's versions, and he has recorded them at slow tempo and at kind of normal tempo. PJ Tian has put these recordings up on on SoundCloud, and they form the basis of the transcriptions that I will be posting on World Fiddle Day Scartaglin Facebook page in the coming days. I'll be doing them in staff notation and also in the cultist type of ABCs, and there will be links to the SoundCloud recordings of Aiden and some brief commentary from Aiden and myself. As in previous years, when all the tunes have been posted online, I'll combine them into a booklet, which will be available again well in advance of the big day. If you're kind of old school hard copy type of a person, you can print them off for yourself and spiral bind them, you know, like this. It's a booklet from the previous year, or just have them on your device and work from there. Booklets from the previous years are available on the World Fiddle Day Scartaglin website, by the way. World Fiddle Day is always a special occasion, perhaps even more so this year, 50 years after Denis has left us. I think it is very important, very fitting that as many fiddlers as possible should gather in Scartaglin as a public acknowledgement of the esteem and indeed the love that we have for him and his music, and to acknowledge his status in Irish music. So just to recap, that Fiddle Recital will be on Saturday afternoon, 18th of May in Scartaglin, County Kerry. The time and venue will be confirmed on the World Fiddle Day Scartaglin Facebook page shortly. Now, I've said this before, but I don't mind saying it again. I think the recital is a hugely important cultural activity, keeping the tunes alive, spreading the knowledge, but it's also a lot of fun. Nobody is dragged into that room and forced to play the tunes like it's some kind of an exam or something. You know, people do it because they enjoy it. So I look forward to seeing you there. Just to remind you to visit the website, which is World Fiddle Day Scartaglin, all one word, .ie, where you'll find those private recordings of Denis and heaps of other interesting stuff, let's say. Enjoy. Cheers.